सड़क सुरक्षा की पाठशाला, गिरिगिट की तरह रंग बदलना। कुछ लोग सड़क पर गिरिगिट की तरह रंग बदलते हैं, मतलब इनकी तरह बार बार लेन बदलते रहते हैं, कभी राइट कभी लेफ्ट कभी बीच में। ये देखिए, अरे हो गया। आप सबसे अनुरोध है हाथ जोड़कर सड़क पर ऐसी हरकत ना करें, लेन के नियमों का पालन करें। आखिर इंसान है भैया, गिरगिट थोड़ी ना है।
As the video says, it's really important to look for the driver training, licensing and policy. So our next session is also on the same topic, implementation of driver training, licensing and policing. And for the same, we have moderator here with us, Shri Mahmood Ahmed Ji, Additional Secretary MOT. And the esteemed panelists are Shri K. Surendra Mohan, Transport Commissioner Telangana, Shri Amitabh Thakur, Transport Commissioner Odisha, Shri Ankit Dugar, Director MVL MOT, and also Shri Akhilesh Srivastav, IRF India Chairman. I request the moderator to start the session.
Sir, with your permission. Honorable Minister, sir, will be joining us very soon, sir. So we continue with our session.
We'll continue the process, yeah. Honorable Minister of State, Shri Ajay Tamta ji, DG Roads, Rajawat ji, my friends and colleagues from the Ministry, NHAI, NHIDCL, etc. And of course, most importantly from the states and all the officers who have joined us. When we are designing the agenda for the day, and we divided into 8 sessions, it was discussed that let's keep all the the important sessions or the more interesting sessions in the morning half, and the second half could be could have slightly thin attendance, and maybe people will doze off and all. I think that's not right. You are all looking crisp and smart, and I'm sure you'll stay alert and you'll prove the people who designed the agenda quite wrong. On a serious topic, the issue today for all of us is something of great importance, and I've been sitting here and listening to each of the speakers, the thoughts expressed, and they are all very, very insightful. Quite obviously, road safety encompasses a huge area. Whether we all have been talking about 4 E's here. In fact, the session after me will be on the 5th E, or the vehicle engineering, which is also something on which the ministry has been working very hard in the past couple of years. To sort of put it in perspective, the Ministry of Road Transport and Highways administers the Motor Vehicle Act. And by virtue of that, we regulate the entire road transport sector in the country. We frame the policies, we formulate the standards under which the entire sector functions. But all this will, and some part of it does remain on paper unless it's implemented in full. And that is where you all come in. Ultimately, it has to be done at the ground level. And each of the states, each of the districts represented by the Transport Secretary, the Transport Commissioners, we also had probably some PWD secretaries here. And of course, all the ADGPs, ICS, Special CP from Delhi also, I think 2 of them had joined us here. You're all very, very important, cogs in the wheel. Each of you has to play a very important role, and the results or the change that we want and the attempt towards all that involves each one of you. And unless that sense of ownership and that sense of involvement comes up, we will not be, we would have tried our best, but we would not have achieved the results that we want to see. Quickly coming to the topic, the panel has been introduced. It's obviously a very impressive panel. We have 2 transport commissioners from Telangana and Odisha. We have the President IRF, and of course my friend and colleague from the ministry, Ankit, is there, who will give I'll probably request him to give a short context and background to the topic in hand. But before we do that, just wanted to give you some bit of background that the Motor Vehicle Act, which was amended in 2019, and the CMVR and the rules thereof, which have been amended over the last few years, have all focused on, apart from, of course, emission reduction, apart from encouraging innovation, etc., primarily on the issue of road safety. Each of our regulations, each of the standards that we are formulating, all, if you see intrinsically at its very core, has road safety in its sights. And this is what we have set out to do. And one of them, quite obviously, when we look at, when we have been discussing engineering from the road engineering in the morning, we have discussed enforcement, we have discussed, I did mention shortly in my brief intervention in the morning about the cashless scheme that we plan to introduce in the next few days. It will be notified very, very shortly. Quite obviously is the most important aspect of how do we change the behavior? How do we create more awareness? How do we ensure that each one of us becomes a responsible user on the road, whether we are a driver, whether we are an occupant, or we are just walking on the road? How does all of us do that? Towards that, the ministry also had issued driving regulations in 2017. It's usually, missed sight of. I urge each one of you to go back to it again once again, have a look at it. There are enough number of, prescriptions laid down there very clearly of what should be a road sense, how should the, traffic be regulated, how should the driving occur, etc. And towards that end, we also had a scheme wherein we had brought in the driving training centers, wherein we wanted to set up driving training centers and institutes across the country. After a review in the last few months before, we found that it's not really taken up. The driving training center policy or the institutes, what we wanted them to come up, have not come up adequately. In number, they are not widespread. We have revised. Some of you have been part of the transport ministers and transport secretaries meeting also in this very hall in January 6th and 7th of this year. On Jan 7th, we revised the driving training policy. We introduced a number of changes. Details will obviously be presented to you by the speaker following me. But just to give you a very quick flavor, we wanted the population criteria to be reduced. That is, we wanted more centers to come up. We also have enhanced the amount that the government of India puts into this scheme. That means we want bigger and better and more, let's say, state-of-the-art centers to come up. We have also devised and revised some of the other guidelines, which we hope will be followed in letter and spirit by each of the states. And hopefully in the coming months, some of you actually have written to us, and some 10, 15 proposals have been approved in the interim, in the last 2 or 3 months. But I hope to see a large number of them coming up. Our target is to set up literally at least one driving center in every district of the country. So we are looking at huge numbers here. Apart from that, there is another concern which keeps coming up again and again in all our discussions, and some of the, very committed people who have been working in this sector today have mentioned about how to influence driver behavior. I'm sure some of the speakers after me will also, touch upon that in greater detail. If not, I draw their attention to this fact that we are also trying to revise or devise another sort of licensing policy in which we award licenses based on merits, which means there'll be a point system. So it will have a merit point, it will have a demerit point. We want to bring in a scientifically based licensing regime in the country. So there are, lot of plans, lot of, ambitions that we have. As I said right at the beginning, I would urge each one of you to take ownership of this, be involved in this entire exercise, because without your collaboration, without your cooperation, I don't think we'll be able to achieve what we have set out to do. But having said that, I'll probably start with Ankit. Are you ready? So maybe the topics that I touched upon, if you have a presentation on that, that's fine, you can go ahead with the presentation. The other speakers, if they want to speak extempore, like probably Amitav wants to do and maybe somebody else, that's also welcome. What I want here is an involved and interactive discussion rather than just plain, statement of facts. So let's have a very interesting session ahead.
Thank you, sir. We'll start the presentation. Good afternoon and a warm welcome to the August gathering here. The introduction has been given by Additional Secretary, sir, what is the topic about and what it is an important topic. So we start the presentation. Yes. Next slide, please. So basically, this is an overview of the revised DTI scheme, which has already been informed in detail by the Additional Secretary, sir. Next slide, please. The important part is what are the new provisions of the new scheme, and we have increased the value of the assistance for the IDTRs, the RDTC, the DTTC, and we have targeted a cluster approach in which ATS with DTIs are together empaneled in one scheme itself, and additional incentive of 1.5 crores for ATS are also being given for the DTIs, so that the testing part as well as the training part are achieved in a cluster approach. So these are the details, but I will move on to the next slide, which is the most important and interesting topic here. We are planning to introduce a demerit and merit point licensing system, and this is in effect in the multiple countries of the world, and it is a global trend and has been successfully implemented all across the world. We have examples from Germany, USA, Canada, Australia, United Kingdom, Singapore, UAE, and multiple few other countries also. So we are planning to introduce an amendment to the Motor Vehicles Act 1998, and we are just enabling a provision to make rules for introduction of a point licensing system. The way it will work is points will be assigned to each vehicle, each registration certificate, learner's license, driving license, and either ways we can all start at say 0 point, and we can, on the basis of violation of the chapter 13, means the offences and penalties under the Motor Vehicle Act, and we can increase points, or a demerit system can be generated. Say everybody has a 12 point, and on the basis of violation, we will reduce the points depending on the amount and severity of the violation. And once a threshold has been reached, we can always think of disqualification of the license, or a suspension or cancellation of the registration certificate or license. This will rather increase the road safety, and it will improve the driver behavior as well as deter the habitual offenders. So these are the important points, and we will also give merit to the persons who have good driver behavior. Say we can always think that if a driver or a vehicle has not committed any violation of the MV Act for past 1 year, so additional good points or positive points can be given to that individual or a vehicle. And similarly, those who are good Samaritans, the word is Zahavir for the Good Samaritan, which we have recently notified, or we have devised this word by the Honorable Minister. So Good Samaritans who assist in the road accident victims, and they rem to the hospital. So Good Samaritan activities will be rewarded by provision of some additional merit points. Similarly, these point system will be in addition to the provisions of the Act. So like under Chapter 13, based on the offences and penalties prescribed, there are several consequent actions have also been provided. For example, if a person is not wearing a helmet, there is a mandate so that his license will be disqualified for 3 months. In addition to that, we will be assigning some points, some demerit points, so that he is aware of whatever actions he is taking. Say red light stop violation, over speeding cases. These are the most prevalent violations of the MV Act, which results in accidents and fatalities and injuries. As sir has informed, we are also committed to reducing the accidents as well as fatalities, injuries by 50% under the Stockholm Declaration 2020. By 2030, we have to reduce the number of injuries and fatalities to half. So as a nation, we are committed internationally, and we have to take steps in furtherance of the road safety. Next, please. The basic intended output for this point-based system is that we have to improve the driver behavior, we have to encourage the compliance of the traffic laws, and it will act as a deterrent for non-compliant people and as well as the habitual offenders. And the most important, the targeted outcomes is reduction in injuries and fatalities as well as strengthening of the road safety. As I informed earlier, that we have examples and global best practices from countries like Australia, UK, Germany, and I think 9 to 10 countries are there which are already following this regime successfully and have resulted in a reduction of fatalities as well as improved driver behavior. And we all, I think, who have visited foreign countries and who have lived there, or some relatives are there, everybody will agree that laws are followed more strictly, and we have a fear of law in terms of in the countries, and even our citizens who are staying here and they are visiting abroad, they follow all the rules and regulations of that particular country. But it is an unfortunate trend that here in India, we are not able to follow the laws in that stricter sense as we ourselves do when we are traveling to foreign countries. So yes, deterrence will be a major factor, and I hope it will improve the driver behavior. Next, please. Other proposed amendments in the current Act and rule position are that for citizen furtherance, like Section 4 deals with the grant of a learner's license. So a person who is of age 16 years can only drive a 50cc vehicle. But now with the advent of electric vehicles, we are allowing him to drive an electric vehicle also of a particular wattage, but the design speed limit will be only of say 25 kilometers. We are also making a driving licensing regime a little stricter in the sense that taking of a driving license should be stricter. A person who has the requisite skills and he is competent enough to drive on the road should be given issued the driving license. So a graded eligibility to obtain the learner's license is being also thought of. Similarly, for renewal of license under section say 9 and 15, we all see that if a person is applying within the 1 year, his license is automatically renewed, and no further tests and driving tests are to be given by the applicant. But we will make sure that if he has committed any violation or some challans are pending against his vehicle and his license, so he will mandatory have to go under renewal test. This will improve the driver behavior and also make sure that he has to pass that test, and his driving skills will again be tested once again before renewal of the license. Next, please. Similarly, we have the DPDP. I would like to inform that the DPDP Act has already been in force in 2023, and out of all the registered vehicle owners and driving license holders, we do not have an updated mobile number, updated address of all the applicants. So, and as we were discussing about the e-challan ecosystem here, so issuing a challan is one step, and that information that a challan has been issued should be reached to every driving license holder as well as the vehicle owner. So, proposal is also in the Motor Vehicle Act for updation of particulars, and it will be a mandatory provision so that each vehicle owner as well as driving license and vehicle registered owner, he will have to mandatorily update the mobile number as well as the address communication details, so that necessary ecosystem of e-challan as well as updation of your records is duly properly done. Similarly, in the rules part also, we are trying to make some positive amendments so that for citizen welfare also, as well as strengthening the licensing regime. That's it. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Ankit, and for outlining the policy measures, both system of incentivization and disincentivization for the licensing regime. May I now request Shri K. Surinder Mohan, Transport Commissioner, Telangana, to share with us his thoughts.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Honorable Minister, sir, and Additional Secretary, sir. Sir, I will be explaining 3 initiatives Telangana Transport Department has taken, sir, in the recent past. So as I requested you, it's not directly related to the DTC, sir. Yeah, sir, basically these interventions are targeted for building the road safety culture from the school age onwards, especially for children and adolescents, sir. Next, please. So, as it is evident, sir, Telangana ranks 8th in the road accidents, and it contributes 4.7% share in the national road accidents. And next, please. And if you see number of fatalities, Telangana ranks 10th, and it accounts to 4.5% share in the national total, sir. And every day in Telangana, 64 children with severe injuries need hospital admission, sir. And every hour, 3 children are getting joined in hospital. So that's why our government has taken a lot of initiatives on one. Next, please. Yeah, this is the data we got from UNICEF, sir. We are closely coordinating with UNICEF. The children in the age group of 0 to 14, 15 to 18, they are more vulnerable for the road accidents, deaths. Next, please. Next. Yeah. So our Honorable Chief Minister is also giving a lot of importance, and he himself participated in a lot of road safety programs, sir. Next. Yeah. Children traffic awareness parks with the help of UNICEF, sir. They helped us in building the concept, and Tracks NGO, it's a Delhi-based NGO. It helped us in simulating the road scenarios, which can be easily internalized by the school children. Next, please. Yeah, our Honorable Governor himself came to inaugurate the first children traffic awareness park in one of the school, it's Delhi Public School. And this entire amount was spent by the school itself, that's convent school. And it all, this traffic park is being used by nearby government schools also. That school management came forward, and it is giving time for other government school children also, sir.
Once again, we welcome Honorable Minister, Road Transport and Highways, Sri Nitin Gadkari ji. We are so fortunate to have him here with us once again. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So here our Honorable Governor of Telangana himself came for inaugurating Children Traffic Awareness Park, sir. And here all the simulations of road traffic rules, etc., will be depicted on the ground, and using virtual reality tools. So the children will be internalizing the road safety rules and the violations, etc. Then, next please. Yeah, so the curriculum as suggested by UNICEF for customized curriculum for 1st to 5th classes, one separate curriculum, and 6th to 10th classes separate curriculum, and 11th to intermediate students separate curriculum is designed by UNICEF, and we requested Telangana Education Department, sir. We are hopeful from the next academic year onwards, road safety will also become part of the curriculum in schools and colleges, sir. Next. And we are in the process of ensuring the assessment of schools for road safety in various parameters as suggested by UNICEF and IIPH Hyderabad. This also we are discussing with Education Department, sir. Next. And in colleges and universities, sir, we are in touch with the Higher Education Council Chairman and also University Vice Chancellors that to form road safety clubs in all colleges and universities. So here, to provide road safety awareness and encourage safe practices and develop leadership in road safety advocacy and assist in road safety campaigns and road safety and National Road Safety Month programs, etc., and create a culture of responsibility. These are the various objectives, sir. Next, please. And these are the various activities we are proposing under these road safety clubs, sir. Awareness drives, road safety campaigns, training and workshops, helmet and seatbelt checks, simulation exercises, volunteering, pledge campaigns, social media outreach, and various competitions, sir. Next, please. These are the various activities already being conducted in various colleges. Next. And the road safety subject was discussed in our assembly, sir, Telangana Assembly. Our Honorable Transport Minister was giving his answer for various questions asked by legislators. Next, please. This is another initiative, sir, electronic enforcement, auto generation of challans. Here, as other senior officers from other states have demonstrated, ANPR cameras we have installed in one of the national highways as a pilot, sir. Then after capturing the vehicle number, We have developed a software to integrate with the transport department database and police challan database and pollution control vehicle database also. Next, please. Yeah, here, this is how it works. If you see on the right hand side, we got the number, we got how much amount of challans are pending and their details, and whether fitness certificate is valid or not, and which type of vehicle is it, whether tax validity is still there or not, and pollution control certificate is valid or not. All the details we can capture. So we have built a framework where it is extensible. All the parameters we can add if need be. Next, please. Here, the ANPR camera is installed like this on both sides of the highway. Next. So vehicle count also will know. The inspectors who are doing enforcement work in those places, in the vulnerable places. Now, for example, we know some number 3,528 in a particular day. We can ask the inspector how many vehicles he has actually checked and how many violations he has recorded. The accountability also we can fix on the respective inspector, sir. Next. The alerts on each vehicle will get alert like this. If everything is green, the inspector is not supposed to stop the vehicle and waste the vehicle owner's time. And if there is a violation, you should immediately stop and ask for the rectification. Next. This is the dashboard, real-time dashboard we built, and the detection revenue increased 30%, sir, because of just installing the 2 cameras on both sides of the highway and also building this software. Next, please. Thank you. Thank you, sir. These are the initiatives from Telangana, sir.
Thank you, Surinder Mohan. Very nice presentation. I'm very glad to note that some of the issues which were suggested to us in the morning session, sir.
ये जो ट्रैफिक पार्क है, ये महाराष्ट्र में नासिक में भी तैयार हुआ है
सर,
और वहाँ बच्चे आते हैं और पूरे ट्रैफिक रूल्स के बारे में अवेयरनेस तैयार होता है।
जानकारी उनको मिलती
तो आप अपने डिपार्टमेंट की ओर से म्यूनिसिपल कॉर्पोरेशंस को
है। सर,
और ऐसा रिकमेंड करके भेजिए कि आपके पास जो पार्क के लिए जगह रिजर्व है,
वो ट्रैफिक
तो
अवेयरनेस।
जैसे दिव्यांगों के लिए एक पार्क मैंने अपने कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में बहुत इंटरनेशनल स्टैंडर्ड का बनाया,
जी सर।
तो वहाँ दिव्यांग ही आते हैं।
सर,
तो बच्चों के लिए गार्डन और इस प्रकार का पार्क बनेगा,
सर,
तो लोग लड़के आएंगे और वहाँ पढ़ेंगे।
सर,
तो ये थोड़ा सा इसके लिए हम अपने तरफ से
कोई
कुछ मदद कर सके उनको,
सर।
तो ये भी करिए, ये स्कीम अच्छी है।
जी सर, ये कराते हैं सर। और जैसे सर सवेरे रोड सेफ्टी क्लब की भी बात हो रही थी, आपने अभी ट्रैफिक अवेयरनेस क्लब के बारे में या पार्क के बारे में भी बोला। स्कूल करिकुलम में भी ये लाना, राइट फ्रॉम जूनियर स्कूल क्लास 1 से क्लास 12 तक। एंड ऑफ कोर्स ये एनफोर्समेंट ऑफ चालान्स, तेलंगाना इसमें काम अच्छा कर रहा है। तो glad to note about all the steps we have taken. We have also discussed with your transport secretary. Telangana sir is the last remaining state sir जो वाहन पे आया नहीं है सर, तो हम लोग से लगातार बात कर रहे हैं। I think our team from NIC is also ready. Sarthi should come up and join the national portal immediately and Vahan to follow.
Yesterday Sarthi was launched, sir. Vahan very shortly will join.
Yes. So we look forward to such good initiatives from Telangana.
Sure. Thank you.
Now may I request perhaps President IRF, Akhilesh Srivastav. Only thing is, I think time is short and we are running short of time. So I'll request your address to stay focused, crisp for 2-3 minutes.
Thank you, sir. Honorable Minister, sir, and Chair of the session. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. I won't be making any presentation. I will be directly talking to the points which we actually observed. And at the outset, let me just say कि हम सुबह से बात कर रहे हैं कि रोड एक्सीडेंट्स के बहुत सारे रीजंस हैं, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर इज़ वन ऑफ द थिंग, एंड उसके सॉल्यूशंस भी डिस्कस हुए हैं। आई एम श्योर टेक्नोलॉजी एंड अदर थिंग्स विल बी देयर। बट एक चीज़ जहां हम लोग मिस कर जाते हैं, जो हमारा डाटा भी बोल रहा है, roughly 75 to 80% accidents take place because of human error. बट ये ह्यूमन एरर है कौन? दीज आर ये ड्राइवर हैं बेसिकली द पीपल हु आर इन चार्ज ऑफ द व्हीकल एट दैट पर्टिकुलर मोमेंट ऑफ टाइम जब ये एक्सीडेंट हुआ, एंड विच लेड टू फैटलिटी और ग्रीवियस इंजरी। पिछले 2-3 डिकेड्स में गवर्नमेंट ने काफ़ी ब्रिस्क पेस पे हाई स्पीड कॉरिडोर्स बनाए, हाईवेज बनाए, व्हीकल्स भी मल्टीप्लाई हो गए ऑलमोस्ट 5x 6x सिंस द बिगनिंग। अगर आप 2000 से कंपेयर करेंगे तो व्हीकल उस समय 5 लाख वाहन पर रजिस्टर होते थे। दिस ईयर जो 4 व्हीलर्स है वो रफली 50 लाख हो गए, तो 10x। लेकिन उस पेस में हमारे ड्राइवर की स्किलिंग और ट्रेनिंग नहीं हुई। देयर हमारे अभी भी कुछ समय पहले तक जो उनका ड्राइविंग लाइसेंस देने का तरीका या टेस्ट करने का तरीका बहुत आउटडेटेड था। एंड आई एम थैंकफुल, जैसा मिस्टर अंकित ने बताया कि आप पॉइंट बेस्ड सिस्टम पे आ रहे हैं, एंड आई विल कोलैबोरेट इट बिकॉज ये वर्ल्ड इकोनॉमिक फोरम का पायलट हमने इंडिया में किया था 20,000 ट्रक ड्राइवर्स पे। उनको हमने सिर्फ यही एक सेफ ड्राइविंग स्कोर थ्रू एन IoT डिवाइस उनका मेज़र कर रहे थे। जो ड्राइवर अच्छा चला रहे थे उनका स्कोर जनरली ज़्यादा था क्योंकि उनके वायलेशंस कम थे। लेकिन सर एक बड़ी इंटरेस्टिंग फैक्ट मैं शेयर करूंगा, वो पायलट में निकल के आई थी। जब हमने ये पायलट से शुरू किया तो 10,000 ड्राइवर्स पे शुरू किया। उनका पैटर्न ये था स्कोरिंग का कि अगर वो सारे रूल्स फॉलो करके चलाएंगे तो पर किलोमीटर उनको 1 पॉइंट स्कोर होगा। तो अगर 100 किलोमीटर किसी ड्राइवर ने चलाया तो आइडियली 100 होना चाहिए। लेकिन अगर उसने ओवर स्पीड की, डेंजरस ड्राइविंग की और कोई भी वायलेशन कर रहा है ट्रैफिक के जो कैप्चर कर रहा है IoT डिवाइस, तो उसको एक अलर्ट भी आएगा सो दैट ही कैन टेक एक्शन टू स्टॉप इट, और पॉइंट डिडक्ट हो जाएंगे। तो नेट उसको एवरेज पॉइंट मिलेंगे जितना उसने सेफ चलाया। फर्स्ट मंथ में जो एवरेज स्कोर था वो सिर्फ 38% था, मीन्स 60% प्लस वायलेशंस थे सर। दैट मीन्स द ड्राइविंग वॉज एक्चुअली कंप्रोमाइज जो हमारे डाटा बोलते हैं। और जब हमने उनको इंसेंटिवाइज करना शुरू किया कि अगर आपका SDS बढ़ जाएगा, हमने उसको नाम दिया था सेफ ड्राइविंग स्कोर, ये आप थोड़ा इम्प्रूव करो, वायलेशंस कम करो। 6 महीने के बाद जब हमने दोबारा सर ये पायलट को जब क्लोज करते समय उनका मंथ मॉनिटर करते थे, और उनको इंसेंटिव था कि पर पॉइंट कुछ उनको हम वर्ल्ड इकोनॉमिक फोरम से फंड करते थे। उनका स्कोर 30% बढ़ के अराउंड 68% एवरेज स्कोर आया था सर। तो अगर हम ये इस टाइप की पॉइंट सिस्टम बनाते हैं सर, इट इज़ हेल्पफुल, और 8-9 कंट्रीज़ में तो बताया ही कि कर रहे हैं। दूसरा इसका एक और फ़ायदा आया था सर, जब हम ये IoT लगा के और AI का एक उस पर लेयर लगा के चेक कर रहे थे, तो हम आइडेंटिफाई कर ले रहे थे कि किस ड्राइवर का क्या एक्चुअली मिस्टेक करता है। अक्सर कोई ड्रेंजर ड्राइविंग करता है, कुछ स्पीड ओवर स्पीडिंग ही हमेशा करते रहते हैं। तो उनको जो एक वापस ट्रेनिंग का एक छोटा सा वीडियो आता था फोकस्ड कि आपने ये किया था, और जब स्टार्ट करने से पहले भी आता था कि लास्ट टाइम आपका ये पॉइंट इसकी वजह से कम था, आपने बहुत बार ओवर स्पीड किया था, बी केयरफुल। और वो ड्राइवर वहीं से शुरू करता था विद दिस इन देयर माइंड। तो आई एम थैंकफुल कि सर वो आपने पॉलिसी में इसको लगा लिया है, और ड्राइवर ट्रेनिंग इंस्टीट्यूट्स के ऊपर भी बहुत सारा काम हो रहा है। मेरा एक सुझाव और सर लास्ट में रहेगा कि अगर हम ये जो लर्निंग लाइसेंस के समय जो ड्राइवर लाइसेंस दे रहे हैं उसका भी कुछ थ्रेशोल्ड बना दें कि आप 3-4 महीने चलाइए, मतलब लर्निंग टाइम में। परमानेंट तब होगा जब व्हेन यू स्कोर सम 600 पॉइंट 800 पॉइंट, जो भी डिसीजन एक्सपर्ट्स ले सकते हैं कि तब उनका होगा, एंड देन दे हैव टू मेंटेन। और जब नीचे जा रहा है तो ऑफ कोर्स एक्शन होगा। देन वी शुड इंसेंटिवाइज विथ मोर सॉफ्ट्स इन इंश्योरेंस प्रीमियम में रिडक्शन, और कहीं भी क्रॉस सब्सिडी करके उसको कर सकते हैं सर। थैंक यू वेरी मच।
थैंक यू अखिलेश जी। जैसे सब जानते हैं कि हमारे देश में ड्राइविंग लाइसेंस लेना बड़ा आसान है, लेकिन उसका जब्त नहीं होता। तो आई थिंक वी शुड लुक एट चेंजिंग द रेजिम, बट गुड सजेशंस। अमिताभ, कैन आई रिक्वेस्ट यू quickly from Odisha has done a lot in the last couple of years. सर स्कूल जोन के लिए काम बहुत किया है इन्होंने, कुछ आप लोग ने ये इस सेक्टर में भी काफ़ी काम किया है। उड़ीसा का एक्सपीरियंस बताइए और हमारे साथ शेयर कीजिए ताकि और भी बेस्ट प्रैक्टिसेस कैन बी स्प्रेड।
Thank you so much, sir, for allowing me to speak. माननीय मंत्री महोदय, उपस्थित सज्जन मंडली, अभी अप्रैल के महीने में मैंने माननीय मंत्री महोदय का एक न्यूज़पेपर में स्टेटमेंट पढ़ा था जिसमें उन्होंने लिखा था कि कहा था कि भारत में करीबन 22 लाख ट्रेन ड्राइवर्स की शॉर्टेज है, कमी है। तो मैं उस संदर्भ में कुछ बोलना चाहता हूं। हमारे यहाँ पर इन ओडिशा वी हैड वन इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ ड्राइविंग ट्रेनिंग एंड रिसर्च एंड ओवर द लास्ट 1 year वी हैव एडेड 3 more। उड़ीसा सरकार एक सुवाहक करके प्रोग्राम चलाती है सर, जिसमें हम लोग फ्रेशर्स ट्रेनिंग देते हैं जो कि 1 महीने की ट्रेनिंग है, एंड उसमें हम लोग रिफ्रेशर ट्रेनिंग भी देते हैं जो 3 दिन की ट्रेनिंग होती है सर, HMV लाइसेंस को रिन्यू करने के लिए। अभी तक सर हम लोगों ने करीबन 12,000 ड्राइवर्स को फ्रेशर्स ट्रेनिंग दिया है, एंड ये ट्रेनिंग काफी सख्त ट्रेनिंग है। 1 महीने तक हम लोग उनका ड्राइविंग ट्रेनिंग सिखाने के अलावा उनके सॉफ्ट स्किल्स के बारे में और गाड़ी के अन्य सभी पहलू के बारे में हम उनको सिखाते हैं। द इनडायरेक्ट ट्रेनिंग ऑल्सो बीइंग कि 1 महीने तक उनको हम अपने इंस्टीट्यूट में रखते हैं जहां पर उनको पान, गुटखा, शराब का सेवन कुछ भी अलाउड नहीं है। तो 1 महीने में काफी लोग वहां से सुधर के भी जाते हैं। नॉट ओनली दिस सर, the freshers training, whoever does this freshers training सर, उनको हम अलग लाइसेंस देते हैं जो उसको OD 99 सीरीज का लाइसेंस देते हैं सर। तो अभी तक जितने 12,000 ड्राइवर्स ने ट्रेनिंग किया है हमारे इंस्टीट्यूट से, फॉर्चुनेटली सर नन ऑफ देम हैव रिपोर्टेड एनी एक्सीडेंट सो फार सर। और हम लोगों ने करीबन 56,000 रिफ्रेशर कोर्स भी किया है सर, उनका भी परफॉर्मेंस अच्छा रहा है। मैं इस गैदरिंग को बताना चाहूंगा कि पिछले साल जापान से लोग हमारे ड्राइविंग ट्रेनिंग इंस्टीट्यूट में आए थे। उन्होंने सारे फैसिलिटीज देखा, फैसिलिटीज देख के वो काफी खुश हुए और उन्होंने 30 ड्राइवर को वहां से हमारे इंस्टीट्यूट से वो जापान लेके जा रहे हैं ड्राइविंग के लिए, एंड उन्होंने हमको आग्रह किया है कि आने वाले दिनों में और भी हमको ड्राइवर्स की जरूरत पड़ेगी। हम वहां पर अभी हम लोग बस व्हीकल्स का भी ड्राइविंग ट्रेनिंग देना हम लोगों ने शुरू कर दिया है। एंड अनलाइक समथिंग दैट वाज सेड इन द फर्स्ट हाफ, हम लोग उनको ड्राइवर्स को जितने भी एक्सीडेंट्स जिन जिन कारणों से हो सकते हैं उसका हम लोग वीडियो दिखाते हैं, उनको सब उसके बारे में हम सिखाते हैं, एंड हम उनको एक्सीडेंट का बाद का भी दृश्य दिखाते हैं। जो बहुत लोगों ने हमको मना किया था कि ये सब नहीं दिखाना चाहिए बिकॉज दीज आर वेरी डिस्टर्बिंग वीडियोस, बट वो देखने के बाद ड्राइवर्स में हमको लगता है जैसे कोविड के समय में सरकार की तरफ से जो भी SOP इशू होता था लोग उसको 100% मानते थे, लेकिन ड्राइविंग एंड रोड सेफ्टी के बारे में हम जो भी SOP इशू करते सब कुछ नहीं मानते। लेकिन ये वीडियो जिन लोगों ने भी देखा है वो काफी संयम के साथ अपना गाड़ी चलाते हैं, काफी रोड सेफ्टी का पालन करते हैं सर। सो दिस इज व्हाट आई वांटेड टू से सर। हमारा अभी निकट अतीत में हमारा अर्बन ट्रांसपोर्ट के बसेस जैसे उनसे कुछ एक्सीडेंट्स हुआ था जिसमें काफी एडवर्स पब्लिसिटी मीडिया कैंपेन हुआ। तो हम लोगों ने सारे हमारे जो क्रूट के बसेस हैं उनके बस ड्राइवर्स को वी स्टडीड कि किस तरह से एक्सीडेंट हो रहा है, एंड फॉर्चुनेटली आफ्टर दे वर ट्रेन ऑन अर्बन ड्राइविंग at our institutes, they have not reported any accidents so far. So this is what I wanted to say, and I would extend invitation to everyone present here कि आप आए हमारे पास हमारा IDTRs देखें। और माननीय मंत्री जी अभी भुवनेश्वर आए थे तो उन्होंने हमने उनको जब अनुरोध किया उन्होंने बताया जो 2.5 करोड़ का जो IDTR के लिए लिमिटेशन है वो नहीं रहेगा, आप जितना भी प्रपोजल भेजेंगे हम लोग कर देंगे। तो मेरा अनुरोध यही है कि हम लोग आने वाले हफ्ता में 3 IDTR के लिए रिक्वेस्ट भेज रहे तो उनको सैंक्शन कर दिया जाए। थैंक यू सो मच।
हाँ, तो प्रपोजल्स भेजिए। तो दैट ब्रिंग्स अस टू द एंड ऑफ दिस वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग पैनल डिस्कशन। बहुत ही important topic पे I want to thank all the panelists, Surinder Mohan from Telangana, Amitav from Odisha, Ankit and Akhilesh ji, all of them, and very interesting discussions on driving training centers and the new licensing regime that we want to bring in. A lot of suggestions, lot of good practices have already been made, so we can build up upon that and try and bring about some sort of a change in the behavioral habits as well as in the culture of how we go about the dealing with the driving and the skill of driving and training people in the art of driving across the country. We have probably, Vishal, 1 or 2 minutes where we can invite 1 or 2 questions. Maybe from anyone. Yeah. Anyone in this hall? Yeah, please go ahead.
Sir, for getting the best use of IDTR and IDTC, why can't we make a refresher training course mandatory for the transport drivers, especially passenger drivers? And why at the similar way, new technologies coming, vehicles are with new technologies are coming. So at the time of buying the new transport vehicles, there should be a training at least 1 or 2 days from the dealer or the manufacturer. Mandatory, that certificate should be made for giving the training to the drivers. These are the 2 suggestions.
Refresher training pe to, I think Amitav spoke very eloquently on that, and they've already begun doing that. So probably in your state also, you can certainly think about it. If you want, you can write to us. We can also probably issue some advisories on that. And the second suggestion, linking up the vehicle with a particular driver, that has been made a number of times, but there are issues. So we'll keep an open mind. We'll see how we go about it. Any other questions? Only one more question.
Sir, behaviors के बारे में जो आप बता रहे थे, so I'll just take 1 minute to introduce this. I was in US for a master's degree. उस समय मैं
आपको introduce कर लीजिए, आप special CP.
I'm Jagadishan, special CP traffic in Delhi police, sir. So I was in US for a training for a 1-year course. So my daughter was in a school. उस school में क्या करते थे? Like there were 25 of them. Whenever they come in time, उन सबके लिए clap करते थे. So 24 in time, उन सबको clap करते थे. And then उससे क्या होता है कि they get a positive reinforcement कि हम जब स्कूल पे आएंगे तो क्लैप मिलेगा. हमारे यहाँ पे वो उल्टा चलता है. जो लेट आता है हम उसको बाहर खड़ा करते हैं because of so many reasons, क्योंकि हमारे पास इतना resources नहीं, ये सब हमारे issues रहता है. But with these automated cameras, I think we have now a situation where we can reward everybody who is following the rules. जैसे जो कैमरा वायलेशन को डिटेक्ट करता है, वही कैमरा कंप्लेंट्स को भी डिटेक्ट कर सकता है. So if we can send a message, जैसे हम वायलेशन को मैसेज भेजते हैं, वैसे if somebody is driving on the highway within the speed limit, what is the harm in sending a message to the driver saying कि good, you have been driving within the speed limit for such a long time. We thank you or we appreciate you, something like that. I think this will enforce the behavior more than just the negative one-off punishments for them. Thank you, sir.
Sir, just
ये नागपुर में जो प्रयोग हुआ ना हमारा, कि एक ऐसा सॉफ्टवेयर तैयार किया था और एक को आउटसोर्स करके काम दिया था कि जो लॉस रूल्स है उसका पालन करते हैं उनको पॉइंट्स मिलते गए. और नागपुर में उन्होंने 30-40 जैसे पिज़्ज़ा हट है, डिपार्टमेंटल स्टोर्स है, अलग अलग ब्रांड वालों से बात की और वो पॉइंट्स मिलने के बाद उनको कूपन मिलता था. तो पिज़्ज़ा हट में पिज़्ज़ा लेंगे तो 10% डिस्काउंट मिल रहा था, कोई स्टोर में जाके ये मिलता था. तो अभी तक उन्होंने 11 करोड़ रुपए के अवार्ड्स लोगों को मिले कि जो रूल्स को पालन करते हैं. तो ये निगेटिव होने के बाद उसको सजा देने के बजाय वो तो ठीक है, पर जो ईमानदारी से रूल्स का पालन करते हैं, तो ये जो अपनी स्कीम अच्छी सक्सेसफुल हुई उसका एक बार ये करके आप पूरे देश में सभी राज्य सरकार को भेजिए. ये बहुत अच्छा पॉइंट है कि पॉजिटिविटी के साथ जब उसको लगता है कि मैंने पालन किया, नहीं तो क्या होता है, गुड बॉयज आर पनिश एंड बैड बॉयज आर अवॉर्डेड. इसके कारण कभी कभी अच्छे काम करने वाले आदमी को भी कोई ये नहीं होता. तो ये अच्छी बात है, इसको आप देखिए एक बार कैसा.
सर हमारे यहाँ तो मैं जब कॉलेज में था, जो लेट आते थे क्लास के अंदर उनके लिए तालियां होती थी. लेकिन आपका सुझाव ठीक है. एंड आई थिंक आई रिक्वेस्ट माय फ्रेंड्स एंड कोलीग्स फ्रॉम एनआईसी, हमने एक बात की थी पॉजिटिव रीइंफोर्समेंट की और मैसेजेस कि आई होप समबडी इज हियर फ्रॉम एनआईसी. इफ नॉट मे बी आप लोग नोट कर लीजिए. हमने बोला था कि दैट यू स्टार्ट वर्किंग ऑन on the system, wherein कोई भी अगर violations नहीं है, system can track, आप उनको अच्छे messages, positive messages भी दीजिए. Amitabh, last word?
Sir, insurance premium should be linked to with the behavior of the vehicle owner, sir. तो वो बहुत ही positive incentive हो जाएगा सर गाड़ी वाले के लिए सर.
हमने डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ फाइनेंशियल सर्विसेज के सेक्रेटरी से बैठक की है.
रेगुलेटरी अथॉरिटी,
IRDA सबसे टेकअप किया हुआ है. IRDA को भी चिट्ठी लिखी है, बात किया. एक बैठक भी छोटी सी हुई थी. तो hopefully we'll try and pursue them and get it done. So I thank all the panel speakers and the entire August gathering for listening and being very patient and good discussions. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Sri Mahmood Ahmed ji, for chairing this session.